Hello, Steve Arts 89. I need some YouTube therapy. I just got messaged by someone, a guy I knew who I briefly dated. He just committed suicide on the weekend. It's weird. We met in Sydney. We met at the Mardi Gras march, the year I marched, and we ended up marching together. We kissed in front of the crowd and took photos, and we hung out the rest of that night until I went to the party. He stayed at home and I went to the party. Met up with him after that, met up with him another time, saw him around. The last time I saw him, he was friendly, came over and spoke to me, because I didn't go over to him because I thought, I don't want to bother him, because I wanted to be friends. We tried to have a bit of a relationship, it didn't work. He was in Sydney, I was in Melbourne. And there was some drama, which I won't go into. And he was with some guy. I think they were a couple, or they were dating. And I thought, don't bother him. And he came over and said hello and was friendly. And I thought, I should talk to him. Then I found out he moved to Melbourne. I thought, well, that's really cool, because I sort of thought it's a bit of effort to try and meet him when I go to Sydney, and I'm not sure if that would come across the wrong way, like, making too much effort or something. But if he was in Melbourne, I sort of thought, well, we can meet up, we can hang out. There's no reason, there's no difficulty now, whereas before it was difficult because of the distance. And I meant to contact him, and then the pandemic happened, and that was something that apparently contributed to it. And no, I was thinking of contacting him. I was thinking of who are the people I would like to talk to, the people who I've been out of touch with everyone, but who would I actually want to talk to? And I sort of thought, he might be someone I could be friends with. I don't know, I just sort of thought I should contact him. And no, I don't think if I contacted him I would have stopped him, but maybe I would have distracted him long enough that someone else would have. I don't know what happened. It's very strange. He wasn't the nicest guy, but I can't imagine why he would do that. I don't know the rest of the story. Apparently there's more. The guy I know was driving from Sydney to Melbourne to deal with his stuff, and he sort of couldn't talk much, so I don't know more, but I don't know. Well, I can make this video, but I don't know if I can post it or not. I asked him if people know yet. I'll never forget marching in the Mardi Gras. I'll never forget him. So it's going to be very strange. I know a few people who've committed suicide, but they weren't anyone I'd had a romantic relationship with or anything like that. Not that we had a real relationship, but you know what I mean. I liked him. I don't know what else to say. It's just really horrible, and I've thought of doing that myself, but I never would, because there's always someone that you're going to leave behind who's going to think they could have done something. And no matter how bad it seems, it always changes. It always gets better. He seemed like such a together person. I can't believe he didn't see that. But I don't know. There might have been something really bad happening in his life. I wish I'd made more effort. There was the time after things went wrong, I went to Sydney and I was in a club and I was dancing with this guy, and he was just like switching off because he was on GHB or something. I didn't know what it was. I don't know anything about that stuff because I don't do it. And he was literally just standing on the dance floor like he was unconscious, but he was standing. And I just was like, he wouldn't wake up, and I just was like, I went to the bar and I said, I don't know what's wrong with this guy, but he's just standing there and he's not, I've tried to sort of wake him basically. It's like he's asleep. It's really weird. I don't know what to do. And as we were walking off, someone grabbed me and he's like, "Hey, Stephen." And I'm like, "Sorry, look, I'm sorry, I'm busy." And I kept walking, and that was him. And I kicked myself after that, because that guy, as soon as the bartender walked up to him and started sort of shaking him, talking to me, woke up. And I sort of was like, oh, God, why didn't you do that the 5 times I did it? And then, I walked past, I left, because I saw him ages later, and he said, "I saw you at the bar," blah, 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 and he reminded me, and I'm like, "That was you?" I didn't even look at him. I was just too concerned with working out what was wrong with this guy. And I thought, God, what would have happened if I just stopped and talked to him and we just hung out that night? I often wondered about that, and I sort of thought I should make some effort just to catch up with him, because, yeah. And now I'm really thinking, because I was only thinking this literally a week or so ago, and like I said, what if I'd just been enough of a distraction for a minute there, just to take his mind off whatever the issue was. But maybe there was something really bad happening. Maybe nothing anyone would have done would have made a difference. But sometimes you just get in this headspace where you don't see outside of the situation, and it can take the smallest little thing. And I know that from myself. A couple of times I came really close. It was the smallest little thing that just popped that like little bubble, and then I was like just back in the real world again. I'm like, it's hard to explain, and I feel like, damn, what if? Well, this is my COVID therapy. COVID therapy. YouTube therapy. I started that during COVID. I don't know what else to say. I'm just really sad, and I'm really surprised, and really surprised that not surprised, because it's like I've been there. I just don't. How? And I really need to know the rest of the story, because maybe he was sick, maybe he had cancer, maybe people in his life had died, or something. Maybe there's something really big happening. It can't be as simple as just being isolated in Melbourne, because he moved from Sydney. Maybe he didn't make a lot of friends in Melbourne because he lived in Sydney for a long time. We're very different groups, very different types. I find Sydney and Melbourne people don't really mix really well. So I don't know. I'm just guessing. Just the idea that he's dead, that he's just this corpse. It's just weird. I can still remember what he felt like. It's really weird. I need to stop talking because I probably sound crazy. But this is what my YouTube is here for. It's my YouTube therapy. It's whenever I get upset about something, or angry about something, or excited about something, I just make a video and talk about it. And this is just... I want to say the closest person I've known who's committed suicide, but I don't want to misrepresent things like we were close or something. Obviously we weren't. But I cared about him a lot, and I wanted us to be friends. I wanted something to have come out of the connection that we had when we first met, and those few experiences, and the fact that, like I said, he's the guy I walked the Mardi Gras parade in. I'm always going to remember him. I'm always going to have those pictures and those videos. I'm always going to think about that. I'm never going to forget about him. and I would have liked and to have had him as a friend, someone I could call a friend. And I wish I'd made an attempt, because who knows? Who knows? Well, 10 minutes. I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think, if you have any words of wisdom on the subject.